Hey everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into tonight's Zoom training call. We are going to be talking about Sonya Dudley's mindset training, and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to hear the tips from the people that went from the Paladins about their feedback from the training. It was just incredible. We're going to start tonight with Cassie Howard. Cassie, go ahead and take it away. Whoop. There you go.
I took several notes. I think my hands hurt so much that it was hard to pick one topic to talk about. But I think my favorite was the guarding your self-talk and the self-esteem. She listed several tips to take, and I'm just going to go over those really quickly. The first one was guarding your self-talk. So the things that you might say, like, oh my goodness, she just went gold, but I'm not gold yet, and I've been on it, I've been trying to do this for a year. Things that might put yourself down, try to keep that as a positive. She was very much, she talked about that a lot. The other thing was to stop comparing yourself to anyone, and then adding value to others. The first thing I did when we left the training was I messaged everyone that was on my heart that night, and I told them how much I appreciated them, how much I loved them, and what I liked about them, because I think that once we value others, they're going to see the value in themselves as well. Another thing was moving beyond your own self-limiting beliefs. There's several other tips. My other one was celebrating small victories that I liked. Even if you didn't hear from somebody for months that you messaged and it was crickets, and then all of a sudden she messaged you. Even that small victory, you might not have gotten a new ambassador, but she messaged you or he messaged you. That's a small victory, and it should be celebrated. Also, embrace a positive image for your life and take responsibility for your life. So I think the big thing that Sonya talked about was owning up to the things that are in your life at this time and valuing that and making God first. And it was hands down amazing, and I can't wait to hear what everybody else has to say, but the self-talk was my favorite. And I think I'm going to pass it on to Tina. I want to hear what Tina has to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, you guys. It was so nice to meet you on Saturday. This all is so new to me, and I am really pumped and excited about it. I loved it when I walked in. I saw this lady wearing a T-shirt that said professional hope dealer. Did you see her? I love that T-shirt, and I think that basically summed up the whole weekend, Friday night and Saturday. I love when it was saying, how can I add value to people today? I just love that focus by making them feel important, by taking an interest in them and asking questions, listening, and even asking myself, am I empowering people or am I enabling people? I thought that was important. And am I giving them answers or resources? It was so awesome. It was others focused, but also it was self-focused in that about the affirmations and confessions. And that's something that God had been dealing with me about 2 weeks ago. So when I came into the seminar on Saturday, it really was a confirmation that this is the way, walk in it for me. And how am I investing time in my own self so that I would have something to give out to someone else? So it's important that you don't feel guilty about that. Invest in your time so that you are investing yourself so that you will have time to give out to others. Does my mouth and my thinking line up, as Cassie was kind of alluding to and talking about? I thought one of the neat things was she said, if you're getting frustrated, it might be a sign that you are focusing on your weaknesses instead of your strengths. And so I thought that was good and a good trigger point in the whole session. But I enjoyed meeting y'all. Thank you so much for inviting me in tonight.
All right, Josh and Shelby, you guys are next.
Hi, guys. I was just going to hit on something she said. She quoted John Maxwell, and she said that understand that most people around you don't want you to change. And I felt like that kind of hit with this theme of people can always label what we're doing, and we can let those labels limit us. or we can see those as opportunity to, go for what we're going for and focus on what we're doing, and not letting the fact that they don't necessarily see where we're going limit us. She said, don't let other people set the expectations for your life. If they can't dream the way you dream, you can't let them take your dreams away. And I just feel like that was a really good point. It kind of made me think of, when we're new to this and we're almost scared to reach out because we're afraid of what people are going to say. Even now, 6 months in, I feel like sometimes we get that. We're like, we don't want to be annoying or anything like that to our friends. So, but I don't think we can let the disapproval of a few people keep us from sharing the products that we have that this multitude of people need in their life, and that could be a huge blessing to them. So I just wanted to live out with, people only throw shade on what shines, and go for what you got. Okay. And Shelby's going to do her thing.
All right. So what I really liked about it were the positive affirmation focus. I've been implementing that with our kids recently because we're a homeschool family, and our daughters had a hard time with learning how to read, and our sons had a hard time with writing. And so we started out at the beginning of our school day saying, I am the best reader in the world, and I am the best writer in the world. And it was amazing how quickly all of their whines and complaints just changed to, look how awesome I'm doing, Mom. Look, I really am the best reader in the world. And they were just living out those things that they were saying. And so what Sonya was telling us was, our mind doesn't know what's true and what's not true. And so if we tell our mind something, then our actions are going to follow that. And so I think implementing those positive affirmations with ourselves, with our friends, with our work life, with our business, with our team, it's going to be huge. And one of the positive affirmations that I wrote out on my team page was, I was just going to read it. It was, we have so many people wanting to join Plexus. It's like they have nothing else to do but think about how awesome it is. At least 4 people contact me every day. People not only want to take the products, but they want to share them with every single person they know. People are so excited to make positive, healthy changes in their life, resulting in them being better at pretty much everything. People love Plexus, and they love that we share about Plexus. And then that day, someone wrote on their wall, someone that I don't know, wrote, hey, does anyone out there sell Plexus? Because I really need it. And then someone tagged me and one of my team members in it, and my team member got her the hookup. So it's like positive affirmations, people are just falling from the sky, literally, in Facebook world. So it was fantastic. And then I think that these positive affirmations can help people to see a confidence that we might not feel in ourselves. And I think Sonya really portrays this confidence that I am very well spoken. People want to listen to me. I'm sure she tells herself that all the time. But yet she said she hates the way her voice sounds. She couldn't even listen to her own Zoom or training videos that have like 38,000 hits on them. She couldn't listen to her own voice. But because she tells herself, I need to do this, people are out there and they want to hear what I have to say, she sits down and she does it. And so she just gets over that mindset because she has that belief and she knows how important it is.
Right.
Now, Megan.
Hey guys. So Sonya shared this quote that John Maxwell had actually quoted somebody, but this guy's name is Arthur Burt. And the quote was, nothing happens until the pain of change outweighs the pain of remaining the same. And that really resonated with me. And I thought, so many areas of my life that is completely and entirely applicable. I get stuck in the ruts and I don't want to make the change until I just absolutely have to. And it hurts to make the change, but it's always so much better once you get past that. And so that was something that just really, really stuck out to me. But I want to share with you how I've been applying some of the things that I'm learning, because to me, that is most important, because I can hear things all day long, but if I'm not applying it, then it doesn't mean squat. So I've been using the Repeat It Again app for my positive affirmations. And, you know, it's really funny. One of the affirmations, I was inspired by Sonya. She had shared her positive affirmation about working out. And I thought, okay, I've got to make one that's as good as what she did. Like, I'm going to do it. And I made one, and it was pretty good. But, you know, it wasn't until I was in the gym on the treadmill and I was like, man, I feel good. This is awesome. Yeah, where's my phone? Like, I was about to get out my phone and record another positive affirmation right there in front of everybody. But then I thought they might think that I was crazy. So I went and did it in the bathroom later. But like, this is something that I've never done before. And I took it an extra step. You know, Sonya shared about coaching, and then Sherry was great and actually followed through with this step in coaching and said, okay, this is your goal. Now, how is it going to feel whenever you reach that goal? And so that's something that I have applied to my positive affirmations. So with that idea of working out and eating healthy, like, I finally realized how I'm going to feel whenever I reach that goal. And it is overwhelming. Like, knock my socks off. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't wait. I already feel like that person that I'm working towards is starting to reveal themselves. And I can't wait. Like, guys, I am going to be that person that you see on the TV commercials where that before and that after, and you're like, no way, that's not the same chick. Like, that's Photoshopped. They dyed her hair. Like, no way. Like, that's going to be me. Like, it's amazing. And me telling myself and envisioning that has allowed me to stick with things that I never thought that I would stick with before. And the same way, I'm starting to envision, like, really see what is life going to be like whenever I am an Emerald ambassador and we are debt free and I'm not having to juggle things, like, to just, like, I can breathe. And so that's what I want to convey to you guys is, like, that hope dealer stuff. Like, we have the power to instill hope in ourselves, and it's all based in our mindset and our talk. And we are doing ourselves a disservice if we are not paying attention to this and if we're not addressing this issue. So that is what I took away, and that's the challenge that I issue to everyone is analyze yourself and start fixing it. So that's my takeaway. So now my husband, who's a little bit more even keeled, is going to share with you his takeaways. So Wes, go for it.
All right, I get to follow that. All right. So one of the things that I've been learning, and she reiterated it in the session, is the law of the mirror. And the law of the mirror says that you can't give out what you don't possess. You must see value in yourself and add value to yourself. And so, you know, that's a big one. If you don't think that you're going to be able to do this business, then you're not going to be able to do this business. But so if you're using these positive affirmations and you're speaking hope into yourself, then you're actually going to be successful in this business. And so one of the ways you do this, again, is to guard your self-talk. A lot of times, you know, I'll say, oh man, I'm just, you know, I can create that business proposal, or I can go talk to that person about Plexus, but they're really just not going to be interested in it. And so really I'm just setting myself up for failure there. So guard your self-talk. And then the other thing kind of leading into this that I thought about was programming. And I don't know if I really understood what she was talking about there, but when she mentioned that, I thought about the way we program ourselves. Each day, you know, we get up and maybe we, you know, didn't have a good night's sleep, but we'll let that affect the rest of the day. And that's a program. Like, we're programming our minds to start off the day bad. But, you know, if we're intentional about it, we can start off the day and program our minds to think, oh man, I am going to knock this day out of the park. I'm going to, I'm going to rock it at work. And those are the things that we can do to program ourselves. And as we do those day by day, those can form a habit. And, when we form habits, positive habits, that is, those can drastically affect our day-to-day operations. And so those are the two things that I took away from it. And then I'm going to toss it off to Lisa.
Hey guys. So there were a couple of things that I really took away. One is just real quick, and it's kind of where she was talking about steps to build your self-esteem, but it was a little bit after that. And sorry, I'm going to be looking at my notes, but there were two things that she was talking about. She said, work on your strengths, not your weaknesses, unless they get in the way of your strengths. And one of the things she said was delegate. If house cleaning isn't your strength, delegate it. Get somebody to clean your house. If yard work isn't your strength, delegate it. Get somebody to do your yard. That way it frees up your time for you to focus on your strengths and to really be able to, put those out there to be able to help people and bless people, so that you're not spending all your time working on the things that aren't going to benefit anybody. And so that was just kind of one little thing. And then the big one that I really liked was the power questions that she gave. And it's just 7 questions to kind of keep you grounded and make sure that you're focusing on what you need to be focusing on. And so the first one is, am I investing in myself? And I'll just kind of run through these real quick. Am I genuinely interested in others? Am I grounded as a leader? Am I adding value to my team? Am I staying in my strength zone? Am I taking care of today? And am I investing my time with the right people? And so those to me, really just kind of hit home to, make sure that you're focusing on the right things. Make sure that you're going to, keep yourself grounded to be a good leader, to be a good, to kind of keep focused on your business. And so that was kind of, the main takeaways that I had. And so I am going to pass it off to Kayleen, I believe. Yes.
Hi, everyone. My goodness, I am so honored to be able to jump on here with you guys. The summer had been really, I felt like I just hit one wall after another throughout the summer, and I had already been praying and asking God to just make September something really, really special in my business. And so I was really, the Sonya Dudley seminar was exactly what I needed, and there's just been so many confirmations since then. I am so excited about what God is doing. There were so many things that stood out to me. One of the things she said, I have always felt my why was really big, but she said, when your why is big enough, the how will take care of itself. And I have, struggled with how am I going to grow this business? So I have really had to reevaluate my why. And is it really as big as I think it is? And begin to put that importance there. Love the affirmations. I'm already, I have a Galaxy, so I am using the Android app Affirmation Remix, and have been listening to those as I fall asleep at night and have them still playing, and I'm already seeing a difference. Love it. I'm really excited, seeing so many ways that I can use this, and I'm already seeing some growth in myself, which I think is huge and crucial. One of the things that's been probably the main driving force behind my getting so many calls is I tend to be a people pleaser, and I worry a lot about what people are going to think. Are my friends going to think I'm annoying, or are they going to think I'm weird, or is it going to be just a total turn off? And struggle when I get those rude no responses like thanks but no thanks. I'd almost rather they ignore me than just get on and say, oh, I'm just definitely not interested, especially when there's someone, that I feel like I have a pretty good friendship with. So the rudeness has been kind of a challenge for me. I love what Sonya said, and I so many times in the last few days said, nothing but a stick of gum. She said, how many times have you offered someone a stick of gum? And they said, no thanks. You didn't take that personally. You were fine with that. You didn't dwell on it for 2 or 3 days and think, oh my goodness, they don't like me. They didn't like the flavor of gum. I should have asked it differently. They think I'm pushy. I don't do that. But when someone says no thanks, when I offer them Plexus, I'm thinking, oh no, what have I done? Have I been salesy instead of sharing? And just rethinking. I am so pumped and so motivated. I have no doubt that September is going to be a pivotal month for me personally, for me in the ministry that I do, with my family, and it's going to be pivotal with my Plexus business. And I'm so excited. I'm thrilled to be on this team. This is an amazing team. I've never seen so many people that care so deeply and cheer so hard for others. And so thank you for the support, and thank you for the opportunity to share.
Okay, great. Carissa, Carissa had to go. Shoot, that's okay. Okay, so I'm Jana, and I loved what she was talking about. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And so I know for me personally, I have pretty much, for some people, done everything except put the products in their mouth, and they're still like, no, it's not working for me. I mean, I've tried and tried and tried to help people use these products and get the benefits, but it's not working. And so hearing her say, get a new horse, kind of gave me permission to realize that my time is valuable, my business is valuable, and I don't need to waste my time on the people that just aren't going to drink. So I applied that, and I don't know if y'all have this, but you know those people who say, I'm really excited to order, and then you message them, great, let's get started, and then they ignore you, and you follow up, and they ignore you again, and maybe you follow up one more time, and they ignore you again. You're like, what is happening? What am I doing wrong? And so I broke up with a potential customer because she wasn't responding to me. I said, hey, just letting you know, I'm not going to be keeping you in the loop on any more specials or discounts, but if you're still interested, let me know. I just assumed you were since you contacted me, but that's okay. Things change. I'm letting you know that I'll no longer be keeping you in the loop. I hope you're having a great day. You looked beautiful at your cousin's wedding, yada, yada, yada. And one thing that Sonya said was, people don't like their file to be closed. They don't like to be taken off the list. And that girl who I contacted immediately, she had not responded to me in months. She wrote me back that night and said, oh, I'm so sorry, don't take me off your list. Don't do it. I'm still interested. I just have been busy, and I'm sorry I haven't been responding to you. And I was just like, Sonya was right. This happens. This is a real thing. So I put her back on my list, but that girl who I contacted no longer thinks I'm needy. I don't want to come off as needy or desperate, because we have great businesses. We have time that's valuable. We have families. We have kids. Our time is valuable, and we don't need to be readily available. Another great example that she used was, and I totally identify with this, when you go to get your hair done, let's say you're new to a city and you want to go get your hair done, and you call a salon and you say, hey, do you have any appointments open today? Maybe in 2 hours. And they're like, yeah, we're open all day. Come in anytime you want. Okay. Do you really want to go to that hair appointment? Because if they are available all the time, do you think they're going to be any good? No. So you call another salon and they're like, oh, well, you're going to have to book out 3 weeks in advance because we're so busy. And I know for me, I'm going to go with the people who I have to book way in advance, because in my opinion, if you are more busy, if you have people that want you, you're in high demand, that means you're more valuable. And that probably means you're better at what you do. For hair, that's what I think about. So it made me think about being readily available or not being readily available, because, and I'm not just trying to trick people into thinking that I'm not available when I really am, or mind games or whatever, but I have a family, and if people are messaging me all day long and I just don't respond for a while because I'm having family time, that is okay. Put down the phone whenever it's family time and focus on what is important. Take care of today. And by doing that, you will empower your ambassadors to answer their own questions. You will, whenever you have potentials that you're talking to, you'll probably come across as more demanded or more valuable, I guess, because you're not just like, oh yeah, let me do this for you. I don't have anything else better to do, so let me get on that right now. So that was huge for me. So let me recap real quick. Oh, Carissa is here. Hey, Carissa.
Hey.
Want to share?
Yeah, I'm happy to. And I did have to jump on late, so I hope I'm not repeating anything anyone else said. Do we have enough time? How much time do we have?
We're good.
Okay. So 2 big things that really, really jumped out at me. Kayleen touched on this. The fact that your why has to be so, so powerful. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to shut the door so my kid doesn't distract me. Okay. So we've talked a lot about your why and how your why has to be strong enough to drive you, because there are times where this business is hard. There are times when there's a sting of rejection. There are times when you make a mistake, you do something dumb, and there's a negative impact. But I had never thought of it this way. She basically, oh my goodness, my husband has the baby monitor in my room. All of it. Okay. She basically said, your why needs to be like your kid has swallowed a piece of hard candy and is choking, and you don't know the Heimlich maneuver, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you know how to get that candy out, and it doesn't matter if someone tells you you can't get that candy out. That candy is coming out. And I mean, that stuck with me because I thought, I don't care what I wouldn't care what it took. I wouldn't care who told me I couldn't do it. I wouldn't care about any of that. I would get that candy out if I had to pull it out with my bare hands. And so that really, really, really stuck with me. Is your why that powerful? Are you envisioning, but obviously this mindset thing is every area of your life, but applying it to Plexus, are you envisioning the freedom that can come if you go all in, if you have the time to do whatever you want to do, or if you had the money to do whatever you wanted to do? Can you see that and taste it bad enough that you say, I don't care who tells me I can't do it, and I don't care if I don't know how to do it, I'm doing it. And then the other thing, someone else kind of touched on this too, was, so Sonya shared one of her, Megan shared this. Sonya shared one of her affirmations with us. And I have kind of researched affirmations before, and I've even written out my own affirmations, and they've been really life-changing for me because I used to really struggle with being worried what people would think of my posts, or of what they would think of my messages if I reached out to them. I also really struggle with meeting new people. I tend to get a lot of dread when I'm headed out to meet with a new person, to have a little meeting with them about Plexus. Or let's say I'm going to get on the phone with someone and they're kind of a new person, or I haven't talked to them in 5 or 10 years. I get this feeling of dread. Well, these affirmations I've been speaking over myself for 2 years in Plexus are, I am excited to go meet with them. I love meeting new people. When I get to meet someone new, I always come away from it just smiling from ear to ear. So I've seen the power of this in my own life for sure. But you guys, Sonya took it to a new level. She shared with us a recording of her affirmation that she says to herself every day regarding exercise. And you would not believe the intensity of it. I mean, she went on and on. It was like, I love to sweat. I cannot wait to get my heart rate up. I get excited when I think about seeing myself in shorts and a bathing suit this summer. I mean, you name it, it was like going on and on and on. And if you think about what that would be like to wake up every day and have those words repeated to you, you would start to get a little excited when the first bead of sweat started to form. You get in the gym and you feel the sweat starting to come, and you're like, man, I love to sweat. And you used to hate working out. So that was a really powerful thing that she shared with us, is like, you got to drive it home. When you're going to tell yourself an affirmation, and typically you design an affirmation around a fear that you have. So you design an affirmation around your fear and you drive it home. And so apply this to any fear that you have. And she another one that, Jen, are we still okay on time?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Another one she shared real quick was later on that night, there was a Jewel in our group who said, I just don't attract rock stars. I'm not like Suzanne. I'm not a pretty Barbie like Suzanne. And I'm not like Tamara Holloway. And everybody I reach out to goes and joins somebody else. There's just something about me. I don't attract influential people. And Sonya, of course, was just like trying to completely, speak that away. So she recorded an affirmation for this ambassador, and she said, I am sucking out from every corner to join my team. They go silver on day one and they fast start gold, and she was just going on and on and on again. And so I just thought, okay, so I've been missing something with affirmations. I sort of had an idea, but I didn't really have an idea of how powerful they can be when you intensify them and really, really elaborate on them. And then everyone else has mentioned too, actually record them. Use one of those apps and play them to yourself every day and just watch your attitude shift and watch the results in your life follow that. So those were the two biggest things that really stuck out to me.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just moved to this house and my internet connection is not very good. And so I'm right here by the router, but there's also this air vent right here. So I'm hoping you can hear me. Hold on. Let me grab my notes. Oh, they're right here. Okay. So let me recap. I don't know if you could hear me while I was talking, but basically I really liked how she was talking about finding new life. I'm going to repeat it again because I got a text that said you couldn't hear me, and so I'm just going to repeat it real quick. She said, find a new horse. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. She said, find a new horse. It will breathe new life into your team, and it will keep motivating you and keep spurring you on. So let me recap real quick with what everyone said. Am I still good? Am I cutting out at all? Am I cutting out?
You're good.
Okay.
You're not cutting out at all.
Okay, thanks. So we talked about tips to building your self-esteem, which is guarding your self-talk, stop comparing yourself to others, and work on your strengths. And then celebrate your team. Celebrate the small victories with your team. And something we need to keep asking ourselves is, how can we add value to people? Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm sorry. How can we add value to people? We can listen. We ask questions. Think about, are you empowering people or are you enabling people? And you need to invest in yourself so you can give to others. That's the law of the mirror. We can't give out what we don't possess. Don't let other people's opinions affect you. And I loved what Josh said. People only throw shade on what shines. That's so true. I also loved that this training was not just for Plexus. I mean, it wasn't just applicable to my Plexus business. I used these coaching things on my kid. He's 3. And so I love that we can use these training things that we go to and apply them to our lives, our exercise, our Shelby's helping her children read and speaking positive life into her children. The 2 apps, again, are for iPhone, it's called Repeat It Again. And for Android, it's called Affirmation Remix. So download those and get to listening. And I loved how Megan talked about having the vision and how envisioning your success is huge. And I love that she's applying what she's learned. And none of this is any good unless we apply it to our everyday lives. And just take everything day by day, take care of today, and let your why drive you the whole way. Thank you so much for participating. Again, I'm sorry if there were some rough spots. My internet connection's not good. I just realized this tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I hope you'll all have a great night.